Hello again. Good day. Assalamu alaikum. Namaste. It's a beautiful day, and I am dropping a very brief video for a Midwest Mindset with your host Omega McBride. As you can see, a little bit of sweat on the nostril and on the face. I just got through doing some hooping and figured I'd drop a video of something that I was thinking about mid-game, and that would be to know who's for you. I know who's for you. Know who is on your squad. Know who is having your best interests at heart, with you being there or without you being there. It's so important for us to be able to take a moment to evaluate every aspect of our lives when we consider the direction that we're going, the destination that we want to end up, and the steps that we're taking to get there. And oftentimes, you have, interestingly enough, whether you're playing 2-on-2, 3-on-3, 4-on-4, 5-on-5, you can easily have a player on your squad that isn't necessarily for your team, which is why the NBA has certain clauses in contracts which allows them to either release a player, trade them, give them perhaps a certain contract that allows them to only play for a certain amount of days, like a 10-day contract, 20-day contract or so, just to see if that player is actually for that team or not, if they actually fit, if that player actually fits for that team, if they gel, if they can run the plays, if they can make the basket, steal the ball, grab the rebound, call the play, execute the play. It's imperative that we even teach our children to be very alert to those whom are in their lives and for what purpose they're serving. If you're watching this video, you may have experienced those who may have had a presence in your life, and quite possibly you began to evaluate what you were given versus what you were getting out of the friendship or relationship. And when you find yourself having to ask yourself if a person is actually for you, if they have your back, if things are exactly what a person is leading you on to believe they are, if they are exactly who they're coming across as being, these are healthy thoughts to, identify what characteristics of those we find ourselves in the company of, what characteristics resonate with us the best. And you have those who will contact you, checking in just enough to make you feel like they're with you, but in all actuality, when you really need someone, or you reach out, or you may noticeably or obviously could use some either assistance or word of advice or some direction, or even in instances where someone has resources, and if they're your friend and they're for you, there should never be any second guessing of if a person will help you push forward or get to the next level if they are for you. Because if you're for somebody, then you're going to want to make sure that that person never has to second guess. If you're working on something, headed in a certain direction, have certain ambitions, goals, you want to hit certain targets, you're going to want to have people in your life that, if nothing else, the time that you're either spending with them, the intention that you're investing, the effort that you're putting into maintaining that friendship or relationship, you're going to want to make sure that it's all adding to your life, and so if you have anyone in your life who is mad, that you're glad, or they're glad when you're mad, you're going to want to identify why someone in your life may be having a delighted experience by your devastation, or your misery, or something like that. Those whom we have in our lives, you want to make sure that these are people who love the way that we love, in the sense of, they may show a level of care differently. They may have their own way of giving back to the friendship or giving back to the relationship, but it should never feel like you're giving or willing to give or investing, and when they either leave or when you look over time spent, you feel drained, or as if the time spent or the effort made isn't reciprocated. And when we talk about something being reciprocated, or the word reciprocation, or to reciprocate, we're talking about a call and response. When an artist is on stage, oftentimes they'll do this call and response, give me a hey, ho, ho. And it's actually supposed to be like that in any friendship or relationship with someone or a group of people who are for you. There should always be this call and response. And again, while the call might not look just like the response, there should still be this feel of we're in this together. And so if ever you happen to have a instance where someone is making you, or you feel as if the way someone is moving, or their disposition, or even more so, definitely pay attention to energy. Energy never lies. It also never dies. It's another video. But how a person comes across even without speaking. You may have friends who may be following you on social media, or you may have those you may be go and play some ball with every now and again, and you also may be working on a project, or trying to start a business, or getting something off the ground. You're going to want to make sure that those whom you are making time for are, even if they're not monetarily or physically necessarily helping you, there are things that friends or people in your life who are for you can always do, whether that's acknowledging the effort you're putting into your business, or whether that's sharing some of your work and making sure that you know that they shared it. People who love you, people who have your best interests in mind, people who are on your team, they won't have you second guessing if they are for you, if they are team you, and no different than when you are for someone, you have their back and you're in support of them. You want to keep in mind the way that you show that you are in line with whatever it is they're working on, or that you support or acknowledge. However it is that you show that to others, you're going to want to make sure that even if it's in a different facet or in a different way, that the energy that is being returned to you from those whom you are allowing in your circle, or to share your time of peace with you, you're going to want to make sure that they're aligned. And if they're not, you have the courage to address, whatever may not be aligned with your energy, your direction, or your vision for your life. And I say it's okay to give a person a second chance in this instance that perhaps they were not aware of your direction, that you'd like to have for your life. Sometimes, people, we all come from different households and childhoods, and so people have different ways that they go about certain things, and there are also instances where, because of how some of us are raised, we may have certain habits and certain ways of going about things that may be different from how others go about it. And so, that's where communication comes in, so that if a person truly is for you, what they're going to want to do, if you happen to bring something up or address something, and even if you don't, you're going to want to have someone in your life who is okay with you protecting your peace in whichever way that looks like to you. And in an instance where you have someone who makes you feel as if they're not for you, or maybe even against you, you want to make sure that you have someone that will be all right, with you evaluating a friendship or relationship. And if something needs to change, with respect to what you all have been building, they'll adjust, no different than you would do. But moving forward, I just thought I'd take an opportunity to drop a video for this new YouTube series, A Midwest Mindset, where I give perspectives on life situations, issues, day-to-day that we may be facing and going through, and just knowing that there's a brighter day regardless of how dark things get. And in any way that I can be a light to you all, I'm going to do my best to do that. We all have our days and our moments. Everyone's growing at their own pace. I appreciate you all tuning in to A Midwest Mindset. If you are still watching this video, you are the real MVP. I appreciate you. Please definitely, for the first time, if you're here, definitely subscribe, like the video, share it with a friend, family member, even foe. If you are returning to my YouTube channel and watching this episode of A Midwest Mindset, know who's for you. Thank you for returning. I appreciate any comments down below. If you'd like to watch me make a certain video on a particular subject of your choice, or something you'd like for me to cover, definitely put that down below. Otherwise, again, I appreciate you all joining today. Definitely hit the notification bell so that you can receive alerts when I upload the next video. Much love, best of blessings, know who's for you. Continue courageously. Peace.